Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. The devotees, welcome to our session of Bhakti for Life course. 9 units. We have almost finished the module 1, devotional service, right? About the processes, and one information for the next 1 or 2 sessions. We add one session, session 9, unit 9, it's cleanliness, which is one of the part of the etiquette, but we will do something from the deity worship course. There is all science about cleanliness. We try to explain a little bit about principles, how it works. 6 areas of cleanliness of the person, cloth, of the objects, of the mantra, and the consciousness. So that's about the 6 levels of cleanliness. Okay, but today we'll continue with our reaching missionary activities, unit 9. Which is here. So last time we were speaking about how to preach, right? Yeah. Session before was about what is preaching, what is preaching and why, and the last one was how. So we start to discuss about different preaching situations, right? And we ask these 3 questions. We also discuss these principles and rules, guidelines for the preachers to understand. And we ask these 3 questions for each situation. How might the person feel or react in that situation? Would this assist them in accepting Krishna consciousness? And what principles or policies can be drawn from this? So this list is not final, so we can also add if we find something new. So we did the first one and second one also, right? Parallels. Okay. Let's start with the third. Can you go in the prayer? Can you?
The devotee uses the very strong arguments and philosophy of Krishna consciousness to show how he has better knowledge, arguments, and intelligence.
Okay, how can we answer these 3 questions? How might the person feel or react to whom this devotee is preaching? Uses very strong arguments and philosophy. And here is. So this is how, and here is the intention, to show how he has better knowledge and arguments and intelligence. How the person...
Depends if you see that person for the first time, better. I would not use this
approach.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, for the people who you met first time, how the person would feel, if you can.
Inferior or something.
Inferior, okay.
Put against the wall or something.
Squeeze to the wall, okay. What else? What kind of feeling? Точно чутки бе, точно себе има, че ги найдо тако зло мощними аргументи па филозофија напада и да хоче показва да е больше купа ми. Как се осева, лако чути?
Абсолютно маневрирно, како да не може парирати, да то превеќе занга.
She mentioned that the person had low value about himself. If it's,
I noticed it's the best when you are guiding this preaching or this discussion, that they themselves get some answers.
How?
So, you don't have to tell them the answer, because they will like, wow, I never thought about this. Yeah, it just came to me or something like this.
This interesting point. It's about intelligent people. You should never, you never tell everything to the person, because the story is like that, not to the last point. People think I'm stupid.
Yeah.
It's this intelligence must be okay. He has to come. You can just a little bit, but he has to come to his own conclusion, or space, intellectual space must be there. So if for children you have to do like that, right? Like this and this and this and this and this and this.
Also, you have to let them, because in this way you are teaching them to think by themselves and to take decisions and
intelligence must be also, and of course ego also is there who will also depends on the person. Of course, person is nature is to be guided more. So it will be squeezed, not feel appreciated or valued, and probably will not assist them in accepting. And what is what rule can be drawn from this? What can we learn from this regarding our guidelines for the people? What can we learn from this situation, which is useful for teaching others how to preach?
yeah. Well, in this way we can avoid that ego clash.
Okay, ego clash, okay. How to avoid this, in case, which word here shows that could be ego clash?
Strong, somewhere I think it's strong argument.
One is very strong arguments, like beating the person with the hammer or philosophy. And here probably also
Knowledge also. And when you are saying that you are better than somebody, then you are already
superior.
Yeah, you already are like touching his ego, his voice.
Right. So especially here is the important word, to show how he is better. No, he wants to show that he's better. Like competition, I'm better. You are lower. This is how what you communicate, right? Tu kažeš, ne, da hočeš biti boljši, več znanja imaš, boljše argumente, bolj si pametne. So one thing is that we respect the person. We respect, as we say, love to preach or preach to whom you love. This is the.
And the next one is 100%, 108% verified. I check it.
Okay.
Audaria Lila, the next one.
Okay, let's read. Imate kaj Chandrika?
Bhakti najprej vzpostavi prijateljski odnos z osebo in ustvari prijetno in udobno vzdušje. Na začetku se pogovarjata o raznovrstnih običajnih stvarih.
Yeah.
Okay, the word first establish friendly relationship with the person and makes him feel comfortable and at ease. They chat in the beginning about all kinds of other things. Okay. Okay, so how might the person feel?
Appreciated.
Appreciated. What Kasha?
Enakovreden, ko so
Equal. This is also very important. Kasha, what else? Makes him comfortable here.
ko je odprt, postane odprt za sprejemanje tega znanja oziroma to, kar mu bo govorec povedal.
Open, yes. When we are
Zaupa, nek prostor zaupanja dobita.
Yeah.
Very
That's
important.
friends.
Yeah, here also this trust. You feel safe, warm. No? When you warm, then when you feel safe, then you also you're not in defending. You're open for the knowledge. Okay, would this assist them accepting Krishna consciousness? Yes, but here is also one tricky. So what is the principle of preaching here? What can be drawn here? Kakšno smernico za pridigarje bi lahko iz tega primera pokazali? What kind of?
Smernico, kaj mislite z njim?
Because it can be also new. It's not all that.
Preach to whom you love.
Okay, that also for people. That what else? What is here the position? Okay, which word, which situation you consider well wishing? Is there some specific word that that?
Well, when you are friends with somebody, you are a well wisher.
Okay, good.
Stvari prijetno in udobno vzdušje.
Okay, then also comfortable and it is also like a
Pa prijateljski.
friendly. Okay, so we try to establish this. This is try to make friends.
Yeah,
Make friends, right?
and in the beginning, check all of ordinary things here, because this is a little bit of tapasya. I mean, you don't want to give those things, but in this way you are gaining the trust. You are building this relationship, this friendship.
Okay. What is here the dangers on the other side? What is the dangers? If you are, for example, if you are in a good distribution, what is the dangers? Kind of let's say that this is a situation in the good distribution. What is the danger?
Jaz vidim, ko sem delila knjige decembra, da ko se preveč zapleteš tudi v ta friendly pogovor, potem izgubiš nit in težko ga dobiš potem na, recimo, da moment ta, kjer bi predstavil knjigo.
Okay, one danger is that the person is like a casual discussion, not just a casual discussion, can go in the topics which are not relevant, and then you can difficult to bring the person back.
You are wasting time.
Wasting time. This is the definition of wasting time. So aim is here to present Krishna consciousness to him, to person, whoever is there, no? So we have to be very, how to always this meditation, how you will, present Krishna consciousness view to the person, and not lose a lot of time. Because establishing a relationship is usually not so. It's time, right? Someone has skills, you can immediately in 2 words you have connection, but not everyone. So one is connection with the person. Here is one person, right? One principle. Second one, right? That's one. Connection with the person. Okay. Solution. But here is okay. Feel comfortable is good. Also, principle makes person feel comfortable, and it is. How probably there are many techniques how to know how to establish this trustful. One is appearance, probably. Right? If you appear very, if you approach kindly, sweet words, and like a warm smile, probably it's more generates more comfortable perception of the person, right? Oh, it's a friendly people, so with probably one scenario. But we have, of course, as mentioned, we have to see not to waste time. The chat in the beginning, so not all the time, only in the beginning.
Yeah, I think this is not practical or applicable in some cases.
Not necessarily, right? But it's very short.
A friendship in few minutes or
But principles are the same.
Yeah.
No, what a nice shirt you have. You know, it's not about your girlfriend, right? What a nice glass, what a nice, yeah, like that. You're a positive person, you know, even though it's very morose, like you try to, that's actually this beginning, you know, casual. But then, okay, you bring to the topic. Okay, next one. Going down there.
That devotee makes light of the individual views and speaks as if he is superior and knows everything better.
Devotee makes light of the individual. Как je tam prevod?
Bhakta občuduje poglede osebe in govori, kot da je bolj napreden in da ve vse.
Občuduje.
Ja, poglede osebe, to, kar
Makes light of the individual. How do you understand this? Devotee makes light of the individual views. Makes light of the individual.
naparavi veliko.
I would say that makes light also means that it doesn't take seriously. Right? The person has some kind of views, but the devotee is makes maybe like that. Right? That could be the explanation. Makes light. Makes like not serious, not light means
Easy, or
yeah.
superficial, something.
Yeah, so the person has some kind of view, right? He presents something, but the audience makes doesn't take it like as a good view. So and therefore he speaks as if he is superior and knows everything better, no? Ste brez veze, no? To je brez veze. Takle je. Oh, this is nonsense. Like, you know, this. So how would the person feel? Ecstatic. Probably also will be how? What's the feeling of the person? Not valued, right? Discouraged. What else? Offended, even maybe offended also. Offended, right? Unappreciated. Impersonal, maybe. So it's not good for Krishna consciousness, that probably. So we should not, the again point, we should not act as a superior, right? Superiority. That's why Trinat Api Sunichina, that we are humble and more humble than the blade. But this means actually that we respect the person. We cannot respect what he's saying. I mean, it's not, we don't agree, but we respect person as an individual, right? Spoštujemo od osebe. This is a value of preaching. That's what someone preach to whom you love. Love means, of course, appreciation, means respect. Okay, next one. Next situation.
Bhakta pristopi do vsake osebe v skladu z njegovim specifičnim položajem, ugotovi, zakaj je oseba prišla v tempelj in kaj v zavesti Krišnega interesira. Potem zaneti iskro zanimanja.
This is nice one, huh? So for each person in specific way, everyone is different. If there is a senior person comes or a teenager, probably it's not the same approach. He finds out why the person has come to the temple. We ask why question, right? Why I came here? Thank you for coming. And what about Krishna consciousness that interests him? Many times people come and they don't know what's their interest.
Yeah.
Also, right? Kaj vas zanima? No, nič kaj. Pa poznate kaj, ne še poznam. Do you know something? Nothing, I don't know nothing. And here is the important point. He finds that the spark of interest. Try to find something what is, this is good. Yeah, must be relevant. This is there, no? So or identification of the interest, right? Needs. And usually we find this with proper questions, right? How, this, that, when, which occasion, when you feel, you know, it's different. Next one is very good also. Can you read?
That devotee was an unbroken, unbreakable bond with the individual for 545 minutes. Wow!
To sem pa že slišala.
Which principles are here?
Vse več. Napuh.
One is that we are not what?
It's against that two-way communication.
Yeah, okay, so one okay. It's one-way communication for sure. What else? What else?
It's not put enough attention on the person. If that person is not feeling that it's welcome, if he or she is welcome, or
Yeah, is not heard.
yeah.
It's like this part, the person who loves to preach wants to speak. Yeah, we are not aware of the person. Probably the person maybe is unbroken or unbreakable. Usually it's like that. We say something, we see how the words came to the person. The person is, you know, they have some signs. You see it is going like down or going like that. Is probably not a good sign. Yeah, be aware of the person. Be empathic to. Be attentive of the needs. What the person needs. Only by gesturing you can see person is comfortable, not comfortable. The next one, okay.
The devotee mainly presents these points: no illicit sex, must surrender to Krishna. Everyone is so qualified and understand the absolute truth, or you come to suffer in hell for Krishna.
It's all true. It's all true. Yeah, this is also maybe not. What is here the problem? Is the problem?
Yeah.
What is the problem?
It's too much for one person, which barely hears first time or second time.
Why too much? Why too much? Where they can find?
Because he doesn't want to find out that he's not the the doer, the controller, and it's like this, Yes.
What is too much? What is
That first one, sensitive.
Okay, it's not sensible. What else could be?
Misidentification with needs.
Oh, identification of the needs. Yeah, we don't. You should not. What kind of tone can be this?
First impression also are just reaching. Okay.
Как ще чути вярно особа, готова слышать? What is the? Can be the feeling the person which kills it?
Koj ga zablokira, mislim, odbije ga.
Fear, okay, fear, strah, kaj še?
Blokira ga, mislim, v bistvu.
Tako
naprej še kaj sprejme, ker če prvo samo prepovedi sliši.
Is he appreciated? What is the last word?
Suffer again.
You suffer in hell. What's happening to the person? He's accused, no? Yeah. Sorry, you curse the person. You are like that, and you go to hell. So there's no compassion here. Not necessarily, maybe it is, but strangely spoken. He also has a feeling of guilt.
Yeah.
I'm the sinner. I'm the guilty. Yes, I'm the lowest. This is sometimes they make this, what they call stigma on the preachers. Usually they say Christian is like it's a kind of, should not say this in public. But sometimes they, in general public, makes this kind of image of the preacher, one who condemns, doesn't matter which kind of tradition, but condemning, angry approach. So what can we learn from this different preaching situation? What can we learn from this? If we can learn at all. Is it important?
You have to be compassionate. To try somehow to gain the trust of the other person which we want to preach.
Have you experienced any situation? This is maybe I think the next. Try to remember some of the other situations that you may have witnessed or been in, or imagine something that might arise. Ask the same questions and think of better alternatives. Do you have an experience with someone approach you like that? Może jeszcze nie słuszne, ciągle na tam czym przystąpił.
Yeah, but not Krishna consciousness. There are different kind of people on this
The traditions, yeah. Oh, so you
But
experience.
usually I'm not stopping,
Oh, you're just.
passing, I'm not.
You're
I
not.
didn't, even when I was younger, I tried to stop.
Vi, kakšno ste?
Ja, seveda tudi. V krščanstvu je tega precej. Mislim, poslušaš vljudnostno, ali pa sem tudi rekla, da prostite, trenutno me nekako ne privlači in si nekako ohraniva vsak en drugemu čas, opravičujem.
Pa običajno se.
Ja, razideš.
Yeah, I tried in the beginning, but they are so good in this that then I was like, no, I'm not answering. I'm not saying anything because then it's and I noticed this is applicable. These things are applicable not in Sankirtan. In Sankirtan, we are not speaking too much to people. We are focusing to give them a book. The book will speak by itself. Prabhupada is speaking them book. So it's different approach. Sankirtan and preaching.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
One.
Spominjam zunaj, recimo, tako so pa tudi te angleško govoreči, ki so tako v kravatah, ki po dva hodite skupaj. Mormoni, ja. Jaz mislim, da tukaj nisem še doživela, da bi nekdo bil tako grd in tako, ampak da le nimajo tega pričinga izurjenega, ni jih nihče, pošljajo jih ven, dajte, pridigajte in mogoče jim samo manjka ta pristop, to kako, Drugač pa vsi z neko radostjo in v bistvu se vsi tisti, nekaj vemo, komu hočemo nekako povedati, vse dati ven in pol mogoče zaradi tega naredimo te napake, ker nismo pozorni, ker imamo znanje.
Yeah, sometimes we are euphoric, right? Euphoric.
Vse povedati.
In the beginning, especially, is it because we are so overwhelmed, so schičeni.
Ja.
For some people, it's okay, this, because they see more. They see your energy, but it's not for everybody. For some, it's scary. Oh,
Yeah, too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what you did, what you asked more or something.
Yeah, usually when we came in contact with Krishna consciousness, usually we are enthusiastic, right? And that happiness, joy of coming in contact with this transcendental knowledge. Now we have this. We don't have this discrimination. We are not aware that not everyone is willing to accept as we did. This is, of course, because it's not only about knowledge, it's also about it is given. It's not about just having the knowledge, but this knowledge was given, or mercy was open that we can receive the knowledge or invoke the knowledge is better. So we don't understand this, that not anyone perceive the same as we are doing now, right? Wow, yes, it's so beautiful. And they say, what's beautiful? No.
In the street, people are, when you are approaching them, they are already like, what you want, so not too much preaching.
Yeah.
Because they are really rejected.
Also depends on the person, of course, there are many different scenarios. Okay, so yes. So in your time, you can write down here situation, or you can maybe write down if you can situation you can predict, right? Predict, or you witness, and maybe you write how maybe should be proper way, or maybe you just put a guide. Okay, we should not do like that. Or when you, for example, if you now want to explain to someone who is, or you see someone who is preaching, you try to guide them, right? You know, maybe it's not the best way because of this, you know, egos clash, you know, the books will speak, you know, it's some kind of guidance is usually proper. Okay, so so we have some kind of idea what is maybe not good, at least. What should we avoid? Eni bi sobi možda sam tle zdaj jasni, kaj ni dobro, da uporabimo v igrarskih aktivnostih. So now here the next session is touching the preaching tradition, how our Guru Parampara, how they did, how they are doing. So what we are doing, of course, is not invented. This is coming from the Guru, down from the teachers and disciples of Guru Parampara, which is completely in accordance with our tradition and the Parampara. The following here down briefly outlines the preaching of exemplary personalities in our tradition, especially in our Shastra. There are many. Because Puranas, Bhagavatam is the narration of histories. Now, this is what happened and was recorded. So it's a testimony. So in the history, Vedic texts like Bhagavatam record a preaching of great souls in our traditions, I mentioned. See if you can come up with an example from Bhagavatam for each of the following. So here is examples, and we try to find out if you remember from the Bhagavatam. In case you get stuck, examples are given at the footnote. So Narada Muni preached to King Prachini Barhisha. This is Bhagavatam. I'm not sure this is 5 canto. It's 4 canto, and this is mistake here. Okay. And of course, Narada Muni, he preached to many persons. Who else you remember that Narada Muni preached? Dhruva Maharaj. You remember someone? No one. Okay. He preached to his disciple. Who is his disciple here?
Lord Kapila Dev.
Yeah,
Not really.
Lord Brahma is it? Yeah. Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma is his guru. I'm sorry, his guru, or his father and guru. He preached to Vyasadeva, no?
Something I don't understand, something mystical, because we have also that story that Narada Muni, I think he is the story about was taking prasadam from the sages, from the.
This is his history.
I don't understand how if he's the son of Lord Brahma.
This is previous day of Brahma. You understand? This day is this kalpa is one day of Brahma is this history, but this is only one day of Brahma, and Brahma has,
Yeah.
31 days in months, 12 months, and 100 years. So there are many things which are in different days of Brahma happens. So that, history of Narada Muni, which he became a devotee, was previous day of Brahma, not in this history. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow.
So because one day is 8 billion 640 million years is this day. So this is the one now what Narada Muni is, we know he's a preacher, unlike
Narada Muni
in this life, this life story. So he preached to so many. He preached to Mrigari. We read in the morning in the Lotso. He preached to Prahlad in the womb of the mother. He preaches to Gopakumar in the Bhagavatamrita. He's preaching everywhere. He's coming just all Bhagavatam is all the time is coming here. Preached to Vyasadeva, Chitraketu. Then he preached. Oh, there was so many people. Majority, he's the main actor. Whenever is needed, he comes. Okay. Then Lord Brahma.
Dhruva Maharaj.
Dhruva. Albo to Dhruvi, ne? Dhruvi Maharaj, ja, listen. Smo da te poslušam.
She said,
Dhruva Maharaj. So Lord Brahma, he preached to Narada Muni, his disciple now. Narada Muni always, Brahma always come to so many places when something is a problem. He preaches to.
he talks also to Hiranyakashipu.
To Hiranyakashipu also, yes, Narada Muni goes. Lord Brahma also preaches to Priyavrata Kiskanto. Lord Shiva preaches he was preaching to whom? For Kumaras, and preached to who was in the Prachetas in fourth canto. Lord Kapila to whom? His mother, Devahuti, this is third canto. Prahlad Maharaj to whom? To his father and school friends. Grandfather Bhishma to Yudhishthir Maharaj. So it's Mahabharata, Bhagavatam. Bali Maharaj to whom?
No, Pawala Dev to Bali Maharaj.
Yeah, that's it.
To his mother.
To his guru, maybe? To his guru? He preached to his guru and to
His grandfather.
his citizens, yeah. To whom?
The assembled devotee in the forest of Naimisharanya.
That was Sutta Goswami? Sutta, but yeah, and Sukadeva Goswami preached to Parikshit Maharaj, and also the sages in the not Naimisharanya, but on the bank of the. Yes. So these are maybe more. Can you see in there Tanko Sotile Belevic and Conso? Footnotes. There are more there. Yeah, Tanko Sotile is yes. Also. So here is the 53 note, footnote, the end, dodatek B.
Priloga B.
A v angleščino ne. So značen? 53, there are probably more. Let's see, like again.
One X, son of Daksha.
Son of Daksha.
Son of Daksha is Srimad 6:5, Prahlada and Kayadu.
Cool. Yeah.
Prahlada and Kayadu. Lord Brahma to Priyavrata.
Priyavrata. Priyavrata is mentioned.
Lord Shiva, sons of Parvati.
Yes.
Parvati, yeah.
Parvati, of course, Lord Shiva. Angliški verziji imate na strani 120, 122, še več, še naprej. 53 imate tam, jaz mora biti. This is the page. Yes, page 130.
Narada Muni.
Narada Muni Vasudeva is son of Daksha, Prahlad Kayadu. Kayadu is mother now of Prahlad in the womb. And Lord Brahma to Priyavrata, we said that. So that's a mistake here, this is 5-1. Lord Shiva to Prachetas, yes, we said. Parvati, of course. Lord Kapila to Devahuti, we said. Prahlad, two sons of the demons. Oh, yes, in the school. Grandfather Bhishma, you correct, Yudhishthir. Bali Maharaj Shukacharya, yes. Shukadev to Parikshit and Yamaraj Yamaraj Yamadutas, this is script. And wives to King Suyagya. This is in the 7th canto when Hiranyakashipu explains that. Okay, yes, so we have this now. Tradition, okay, next. This is all from Bhagavatam, majority tradition, okay, and then, okay, now we have, of course, the history of Lord Chaitanya. Because he's the founder of this preaching mission, right? Here, movement of. So his mission was to expand the glory of the holy names far and wide all over the world. So here is some examples from his life. He organized Sankirtan movement. We have here explanation of meeting 6 Goswamis. He sent Nityananda to Bengal. And of course, famous story about Chandkazi. He organized kirtans and Buddhist.
I told you, no? When I was in Czech, I went to some restaurant and I didn't know what it was Indian restaurant. And I asked him, this restaurant, I don't understand it. After some time, he said, oh, I'm Muslim. Oh, okay. Have a nice day.
Chandkazi.
You know what? I came to ask about, I need some spices.
In Prague.
No, my mother's tongue.
Mm.
And then he give me spicy. No, it's okay. If you are a Krishna devotee, no, it's okay. Just go. Please come back. I can
Really?
cook everything, but didn't want it. Just
Huh?
because of it.
Really? That's
So this with Kazi, it is also like this. Yeah, I have to respect what Peter.
yes. So then this is the history how Lord Chaitanya preached, and then what happened after? After Lord Chaitanya is a little history. So we can hear how a little first Buddhist movement happened. Here is explained. Rupa Sanatana and Janavi Devi were concerned about the need for literary support in Bengal. Jiva arranged the book to be sent to Bengal, to Mayapur, no? So Shyamananda Pandit, Narottam Das Thakur, and Srinivasa Acharya, these three personalities, they were put.
Janavi Devi was the wife or the mother of Lord Nityananda?
Wife, yes. She became main Acharya after Gauranga and Nityananda left. So Shyamananda Pandit, Narottam Das, and Srinivas, there are three persons who were in charge. They helped to bring the books of six Goswamis to Bengal. So this is famous story. Then these books were stolen, no? And this is famous story. You know what? This story. So te tri acharya so zadružili, da peljejo knjige iz sedanjega Vrindavana v Bengalju. This is a huge distance. This is čez celo Indijo. Na volovski vpregi. In so ukradli knjigo. En kralj, ki je imel astrologa, ki je prek zvezdne karte videl, da prihaja bogatstvo v njegovo kraljestvo in je naročil naj to ukrade. In so ukradli in so so knjige. So najbolj dragoceni. In potem
Ste jih dobili nazaj?
Potem so nazaj dobili. Cela zgodba zanimiva.
So bili zlatniki pa vrnil.
Se potem od teh šunjal v kraljestvo, v kraljevo in potem pač nekako pregovoril. Okay, this was the first just generation after Lord Gauranga and Lord Chaitanya, and then the major things happened with Bhakti Thakur. This is Guru, father of Prabhupada's Guru, right? Bhakti. He was the main force to re-establish preaching, Chaitanya's preaching, re-establishing the respectability. He wrote so many books and explained and put Vaishnava, Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition also back to the map, meaning that he established very philosophical foundation, and also practical. So he found the holy places around Mayapur and Chaitanya, because this was all lost in a few hundred years, from 1,600 till 200 years, all was lost, all was covered, grown, by bushes. So no one knew where Chaitanya was born. So Bhakti Thakur, he found all these places again. And he also organized the community, preaching community, so that the unified preaching effort is seen. And of course, Bhaktivedanta, this move forward, this whole history behind, and of course, Srila Prabhupada in ISKCON is the inherited, he's like naslednik tega poskusa, Bigarske misije Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, so we have 50. So this is here, you can see, tukaj vidimo nasledstvo učitelja. So Chaitanya, Rupa Goswami, Jiva Goswami, Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, ki je napisal Chaitanya Charitamrita, ne? Napisal Gauranga. And Narottam Das Thakur, very famous, Vishwanath Chakravarti, very famous, Jagannath Das Babaji. It's not, here is some gap. It's not directly, here is some 100 years between, it's not, there's something missing. But these are the most prominent persons in our line. But they are not all, must be, there are some in between, but not so prominent, but they still were there. This is the topic of Guru Parampara. So Prabhupada, of course, he is empowered preacher of Lord Gauranga. This is preaching devotees. He's empowered, he established in such a short time, and he distributed this knowledge and secret of Lord Chaitanya all over the world, right? So here is a little history. When he met first his guru, when he started publishing back to Godhead, he tried to establish ISKCON before. League of Devotees was his first attempt. He was writing book. His main preaching or philosophical task was to translate Bhagavatam. This is his main. He was bringing books everywhere. He accepted sannyasa, going to America, 65, first temple in New York, engaged hippies in chanting and dancing. First public Harinam is famous in this Tompkins Square Park, where is mentioned that there Hare Krishna movement was born in the park. Of course, then he established 100 temples and communities, sent disciples all over the world to Europe, to London, meet Beatles, right? He was meeting many important persons. He established structure, GBC structure, and all these preaching programs which are there. Think of specific, perhaps, or favorite example that shows Srila Prabhupada's preaching genius. He was genius. On the beginning, and how Prabhupada built Guinea, Pritigarski Guinea. And какое дело с бхактами in the temple. Как я делал за последними VIP людьми. He don't stop experiment with preaching strategies and approaches. He did so many. He was very developer. He tried to do. So write a short depiction of your example here and share it in the class. You see. What do you like about this example? What can you learn from it? Which one? Which example is here?
No, they say right.
I think of specific, or your favorite example that shows, whatever you heard about Prabhupada that you remember what you especially like from the life of Srila Prabhupada, right? What, when you see the Prabhupada was really genius. Remember some situation?
Maybe not specific, but I really liked it and appreciate that he didn't hide anything or didn't try to put in some nicer, I don't know, emballage or something. He delivered, he delivered the truth.
As it is.
As it is.
As it is.
He had this strength, this power to
without
exactly.
Directly. Спомене грешна ситуация, ако Прабхупад придигал, па да бил да вас импресионирал па на душу. Из видеа, па често сте брала те. Сте брала že nikoli čuveni sте brala?
Ja. Moram reči kaj, ampak tako, tudi mi je to v bistvu, mogoče to, da je po glasu in tako po govorjenju tako strog deluje, vendar je ena taka velika ljubezen zadaj skrita. Tako, v bistvu, ko ga dalj časa poslušaš. Ja, nekaj mističnega, no. Tudi ko je kregal oziroma ko se je vznemiril, je bilo na mestu, no, nisi se, te ni zmotilo.
Thank you.
And when was this thing about buying that land for the temple in India?
Juhu. Mr. Noir. Mr. Gospod Na.
That story is.
That is, yes. That's a lot of. That's why it's very enlivening, inspiring to hear these memories of Prabhupada. When devotees, when devotees share memories of Prabhupada, that is also some kind of very interesting. You can the picture. You can get a picture how Prabhupada was dealing with each person differently, and so.
Strong, and also gentle.
Yes, you can see it's empowered. Lord Chaitanya is empowered, general and messenger from the spiritual world, ambassador of spiritual world. A number of factors contributed towards Srila Prabhupada's success in setting up the Krishna consciousness movement when he went to America, while a number of other factors created difficulties. Think of factors that belong in each column below. Of course, then when you analyze why Prabhupada was successful, we can, okay, because of this. Maybe we can just, we will not go in deep. But one thing, maybe Prabhupada's desire was that this knowledge is for the most intelligent people. So his first approach he wanted to deliver this knowledge to the high-class people in America, no? Universities and influence people. But somehow it was not successful, and it was trying, no, he didn't. And then he, ends up in the ghetto, amongst the hippies. And he tried that, and then it started. It was like accepted
because they were like more. They escaped or ever those things, those rules, those. They were more open.
This is
something much amazing.
Yeah, there are some. Of course, Krishna has maybe. Absolute perspective why Prabhupada we want to explain how, because it was a revolution time, culture, culture revolution was there, Vietnam was there, and there was prepared, which Krishna maybe also arranged. But this is external reasons why Prabhupada's success, but internal reason was.
Vse se je poklopilo, res, čas in zgodovina in tisti trenutek, kar se dogaja.
So he was in mid-60s, was revolution. New York was the core of revolution. Hippies, they're very open to spirituality, to gurus. Prabhupada was, of course, very charismatic. Krishna is there. Prabhupada dedication, of course, determination that he'll do. And he also sent some person, like in the beginning, like Mukunda and Shyamasundar and Guru Das and Kirtananda. They all were there. And what was unfavorable factors? He had no money, no support, old age. He was in the foreign country, unaware of culture, Hippies were crazy, and that, so those who attacked him, remember, heart attacks he has. They stole his property many times, this type.
I just remember when Srila Prabhupada went to market to buy some groceries and some things, and he tried to negotiate with the cashier. You know that story?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just for the end.
He went to buy some boga, to eat his work, and maybe for his disciples, and he bought vegetables. and he tried to negotiate with the in Blagajna. He tried to negotiate with them, and then this lady, which was there, she was so fascinated, so amazed about Srila Prabhupada that she said, yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
She paid, yeah, she paid.
Actually, she paid. Can you imagine? Wow. She got such a mercy.
Okay, and the last, the result of Prabhupada's endeavor is ISKCON, which is our inheritance. So the main method of preaching for devotees in the beginning were going only Harinam and Sunday feast. This was the Prabhupada's start. No, they were doing Harinam for 8 hours all day long. Maharaj also explains. Then magazine Back to Godhead distribution was with Harinams was established. Then Ratha Yatras, and then books. Which they became very, very, they expanded the book distribution. And then book marathon distribution was established. Prasaram distribution was established, large scale. Then this famous Radha Damodar bus party, which was temples in the buses, like I don't know how many, 10 or 20 buses. They're distributing books. Okay, there are some mistakes, some improper approaches, attitudes, too much money only. They sell books in very strange way, they cheat and this stuff. Under the cover, Krishna protects, Then distributor is always right. This is one of these. Who cares what non-devotees think? This is also not proper. Misinterpretation and trickery, and they trick people, cheat people. When it's being overly aggressive and mistreating people. This is improper tactics great example, obvious example of these mistakes was probably France. Yeah, France, they in the past they didn't do proper Sankirtan, they cheat people, and the government, was against, strongly, and they completely blocked Hare Krishna movement in France. Even now, it's still very difficult in France because of this not very mature approach in preaching, right? So that's why important that we leave a good impression. So otherwise, many things can be properly. Krishna can sanction this in this way. So today preachers are more conscious of the importance of leaving good impression on people. We have training for preachers and mature experienced leaders. So this is why we're doing this. So we don't. The whole approach is more sophisticated and effective. Yes. Okay. So this is about preaching. And now next, tomorrow, but we have just only one. This is just about parents, relatives, and friends. We can read. Yes, just try to read, and then we'll.
Conflict between spiritual and material visions is nothing new. From ancient times to the most recent, there has always been a resistance when a member of the family or a close friend chooses a more spiritual path through life. Brahma and his sons, four Kumaras, had their confrontation. Daksha protested to Narada Muni when he instructed his sons in renunciation. Buddha, Jesus, and the saints of all religions have all had to contend All religions have all had to content with those who did not share their religion. Still, when visiting parents and relatives or even old friends, devotees should bear certain things in mind. Here is a list of important reminders and tips.
Okay, this is for the Thursday and your spread time. It's important just how to communicate with relatives and old friends, and that because one maybe improper or maybe not balanced approach is that we break all the bridges, just cut and we will explain why maybe this is not the best strategy. I would just mention because the most when you analyze how Krishna arranges that, usually the devotees through their social network, right? Social network we have, they know you, you know. This is the most easiest way how Krishna consciousness can be, because they know you and trust you. Remember that one? If you trust someone, so you don't need time to build up the trust. You have to have some emotional credit, trust credit with the people. So it's not very wise that you cut this or break all these bridges, because it can be good channel to share Krishna consciousness, your experience, knowledge with other people.
Otherwise, if we cut and things like this, they can say improper things about us, about Krishna consciousness.
Also, this also can happen.
They will make offenses.
Also, yes, we cannot, of course, absolutely, we cannot guarantee that this will not happen, no matter what. But we try with this mentality that we can help, we can share. Mainly for this, not what they will say is one also, of course, concern what they will say, but this is not in our control, right? But our more vision is how to maybe connect these people, relatives, friends with the Krishna consciousness. This is the major attitude of the devotee.
My realization was like this, that I have to be even more, to put much more endeavor in my relationships with them, so that they cannot say anything bad against Krishna or Krishna consciousness.
Yeah, that's the same principle. We like to live with good impression, right? We cannot control, but we try. That's why we are acting responsibly, right? We're doing also other things exemplary. This is important, that we not. And of course, there are phases how you are accepted or accepted, first they ridicule you, or when you're mad, what is this? But then when you're consistent and you show with your example, and then in the long run, they appreciate. Usually they appreciate because you become a person with the values, right? Krishna consciousness brings people to higher levels, and that's our level of values. Okay, I suggest that we stop. It's 5:05, because in 1 hour we have another festival to do. So we came to the almost end of module 1. We just continue on Thursday morning or afternoon? Morning. Thursday morning. What is better for you? 11:30 or 11:30 in the morning? That's in the morning. Okay, thank you very much for your attention and contribution. Shri Bhad ki jai, Shri Panchadata Bhagwan ki jai, Shri Gurudata ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Shalagram Shila Vivaha Mahotsava ki jai, Go Premanande. Hare Krishna.